Have you ever been in bed, totally worn out, but no matter what you do, you simply can't drift off? You toss around, shift positions, stare blankly at the ceiling, while the clock keeps ticking. Midnight, 1 a.m. Then suddenly it's 3:17 a.m. You try counting sheep. You fluff your pillow twice. You even attempt that breathing trick your neighbor swears by. Still nothing. What's odd is, you used to sleep like a rock, so what's different now? Maybe it's age. Maybe it's the stress. Or maybe your body's just changed. But here's what nobody really says. Sometimes the issue isn't in your mind, it's hiding in your kitchen. That's right. The food you're eating, especially late in the day, might either help you rest peacefully or silently steal your sleep night after night. And I'm not talking about pills or strange diets. I mean real, natural foods, stuff you probably already have in your fridge or pantry, that quietly signal your body, hey, time to wind down. Because here's the reality, friend. Sleep doesn't have to decline with age. You can take back your nights. You can wake up refreshed again, and no prescriptions needed. In this video, I'll walk you through 6 amazing foods that can actually improve your sleep. I'll even show you how and when to eat them for best results. And heads up, number 3 might really surprise you. It's a food most folks eat at the wrong time of day. That simple timing mistake could be stealing hours of rest every week. So grab your tea, get cozy, and let's explore how food can become your sleep time secret weapon. Oh, and before we jump in, leave a comment. Ever struggled with staying asleep or waking up way too early? Just type, better sleep, if that hits home. And if you're new here, welcome to Elderly Wisdom Guide. This is your space to thrive, learn, and feel your best in your later years. Hit that subscribe button if you're looking for real, easy advice on living well, sleeping better, and staying sharp. All right, let's dive in, because use a good night's sleep could be just one bite away. Let's kick things off with something small, sweet, and surprisingly effective. Cherries. Now, you might be thinking, cherries? Come on, that's just fruit. But let me tell you a little story. Harold, 72, retired, quiet type. Not into supplements or fancy health fads. But sleep? That had become his daily battle. He used to snooze just fine. Then over the last couple years, sleep became elusive. He'd wake up at 2 a.m., stare at the ceiling, catch a bit of rest, then wake again. You might know that rhythm all too well. One day, flipping through an old health magazine, he spotted a short note about tart cherry juice and melatonin. He figured, it's just juice. Why not? So he started drinking half a cup before bed. Simple. And after a few weeks, something subtle changed. The tossing stopped. No more pacing before sunrise. He started sleeping. Through the night. What makes cherries special? Tart cherries naturally contain melatonin, the hormone your body uses to control your sleep-wake rhythm. As we get older, we often produce less of it, which messes with our sleep. That's where cherries help. They gently guide your system back into balance. No forcing, no chemicals. Here's where most people get it wrong. They hear fruit and think, oh, too much sugar at night. But this isn't about dessert. It's about timing and portion. Half a cup of tart cherry juice, taken about 1 to 2 hours before bed. That's enough. Or, if you prefer snacking, a handful of dried or fresh tart cherries does the trick. You don't need a lot. It's not a magic fix, but it's a natural support your body might quietly need. And remember, it's not only about falling asleep. It's about staying asleep and waking up feeling like you actually rested. Now, if cherries feel a bit too light, what if I told you the next fruit is not only filling, but loaded with calming nutrients that help relax you from the inside out? Let's talk about a fruit that doesn't get the respect it deserves. Bananas. Soft, simple, and often overlooked. Now imagine this. Gloria is 78. She's sharp, full of life, still knits with her church group every Thursday. But sleep? That was her regular complaint. She'd say, "I fall asleep fast, but by 2 a.m. Psych, by 2 a.m. I'm wide awake, like someone flipped a switch." Sound familiar? At a routine checkup, her doctor mentioned something important. Your magnesium level's a bit low. That word stuck. Magnesium. She didn't want to rely on supplements, so she asked, "Can I get it from food instead?" The answer? Bananas. So she made them part of her evening habit. Nothing fancy, just one banana about an hour before bed. And within a couple weeks, she noticed something new. She was still asleep at 2 a.m., and when she finally woke, there was no jolt of wide-eyed panic. It felt gentler, calmer, more like a natural rhythm. So, what makes bananas effective? They're often nicknamed nature's bedtime wand, and it makes sense. They're loaded with magnesium and potassium, two minerals your body relies on to loosen up. Magnesium soothes the nervous system. Potassium relaxes your muscles. Together they act like a soft lullaby for your body. But here's a common misunderstanding. People think, bananas at night? Isn't that a sugar bomb? And sure, if you eat 3 bananas with a scoop of ice cream, that's a whole different story. But one medium-sized banana is just right. Its natural sugars are slow digesting thanks to fiber. Combined with those calming minerals, it becomes a near-perfect bedtime bite. Want to level it up? Add a small spoon of almond butter. The healthy fats slow down digestion, helping you stay full and content all night long. No more 3 a.m. hunger pangs. It's a simple, cozy option. And for some LKS, it's a total game changer. And speaking of almond butter, let's stay with nuts for a minute. Because there's another one you might not expect. It's tiny, crunchy, and often underestimated, but it's one of the best natural sleep-supporting foods out there. Let's chat about almonds. Let me tell you about Sam. He's 81, a retired school teacher, the thoughtful type, spent decades solving equations on chalkboards. But lately, he faced one problem that had him stumped. Restless legs. Each night, right as he'd begin to doze, his legs would twitch, shift, ache. His body just couldn't settle down, even when his mind was beat. He tried warm baths, gentle stretches, but nothing worked, until his daughter, a nutritionist, offered a small tip. Eat a few almonds before bedtime. At first he chuckled. "Almonds? What's a nut got to do with my legs?" But within a week, the twitching eased up. The discomfort started fading, and for the first time in months, Sam said he slept like a log. Here's why. Almonds are little nutrient dynamos. Like bananas, they're high in magnesium, that same calming mineral. But they also pack tryptophan, the amino acid that helps your body make serotonin, which later becomes melatonin, your sleep hormone. That means you get a double effect, relaxed muscles and a soothed brain. But here's where most people miss it. We're used to eating almonds in the morning, for energy, protein, a quick boost. And that's fine. But if you want their real sleep benefits, eat them at night. Just a small amount, around 8 to 10 almonds, an hour before bed. Don't overdo it. And be sure they're raw or lightly roasted. Skip the salted ones. Too much salt can lead to dehydration, waking you for a water run, or worse, a bathroom trip. Keep it basic. Let the nutrients work quietly. No drama, just calm, steady support for your body and mind. Now that we've covered something crunchy, let's move to something warm. This one might surprise you. When you think of oatmeal, you probably picture breakfast. A warm bowl on a cold morning, maybe topped with raisins or milk. But what if I told you oatmeal might be one of the best bedtime choices you can make? Meet Margaret. She's 75, a kind soul, keeps her garden immaculate, hasn't missed a church potluck in 10 years. But lately she couldn't fall asleep. Staying asleep wasn't the issue. Falling asleep was. She'd lay there, thoughts bouncing like popcorn. She tried herbal teas, turned off the TV earlier, even used white noise. But one day she made a quiet switch. Instead of snacking on crackers or cookies after dinner, she warmed up a small bowl of oatmeal. Nothing big, just a cozy portion with cinnamon and a few banana slices. And wouldn't you know it? She started dozing off faster. Her body unwound sooner. Her breath slowed without her even noticing. So why does oatmeal help? Here's the breakdown. Oats are complex carbs. They gradually raise blood sugar, not to spike it, but just enough to trigger serotonin, that chemical that brings calm, focus, and restfulness. And here's another layer. When you combine oats with a bit of calcium, like almond milk or dairy, your body uses that to produce melatonin, our sleep time hero. It's a smooth chain reaction. Oats, serotonin, melatonin, sleep, all from a basic bowl. Now, a popular myth. Isn't oatmeal too filling for bedtime? Not if you keep it small. We're not talking a full breakfast, just half a serving. Use almond milk in place of regular milk for an even gentler touch. If dairy feels too heavy for you, try adding a pinch of cinnamon, which also helps balance blood sugar levels. You could even mix in some dried tart cherries or a few banana slices to boost that melatonin effect. It's warm, comforting, and signals to your brain, hey, time to unwind. Now maybe you're someone who prefers savory flavors instead of sweet. Not a fan of fruit or warm cereals? No worries. The next food is a quiet champion for sleep, and you probably already have it in your fridge. Think back for a moment. Remember how you felt after a big Thanksgiving feast? That unmistakable wave of sleepiness, the kind that makes it hard to keep your eyes open right after eating? You might have blamed the mashed potatoes or dessert, but it was most likely the turkey. That heavy eyelid feeling isn't just holiday magic. It has a real reason behind it. That reason is tryptophan. Turkey contains plenty of this powerful amino acid. Tryptophan is the body's natural path to serotonin, the feel-good chemical that relaxes your brain, and melatonin, the hormone signaling it's time to sleep. So when you eat turkey in moderate amounts, especially in the evening, you're not only nourishing your body, but also providing the ingredients it needs to wind down naturally. Here's a common misconception. Many believe eating protein late at night will keep them awake. While a heavy meat-filled meal at 9 p.m. might do that, a small portion of lean turkey, especially white meat like turkey breast, actually helps the opposite. It supports longer, deeper sleep cycles. The key is balance. A good way to do this is by adding a few thin slices of cooked turkey breast to your dinner, or making a light turkey wrap with whole grain bread around 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. This gives your body the time it needs to digest and begin converting tryptophan into natural calming compounds. Some even enjoy turkey cold, paired with a little mustard and spinach. It doesn't have to be fancy. What makes turkey especially useful for older adults? It's gentle on digestion and supports muscle strength, which becomes increasingly valuable over time. When timed well, it helps lay the groundwork for deeper, more refreshing sleep. We've covered fruits, nuts, warm oats, and turkey. But what if you enjoy ending your day with a calming drink? Something light, soothing, and easy to sip? Our final suggestion isn't actually a food, it's a simple tea. But don't let that simplicity fool you. When it comes to winding down naturally, chamomile tea may be your most comforting ally. Let me tell you about Elaine. She's 83, bright-eyed, full of warmth, and fond of crossword puzzles and gentle evening walks. But as the day winds down, Elaine follows a peaceful ritual. Every evening, without exception, she brews a cup of chamomile tea. She holds the warm mug in both hands, settles into her favorite chair, and takes her time sipping it. When asked why she keeps this routine, she says it's not just the tea, it's the sense of unwinding. And she's absolutely right. Chamomile isn't just warm and relaxing, it's also remarkably effective. It contains a plant-based compound called apigenin, which gently binds to specific brain receptors. The result? A relaxed nervous system, a slower heart rate, and the brain's gentle signal that it's time to rest. Here's a key point. Not all herbal teas offer the same benefits. Some people assume any tea will help, but chamomile has been closely studied for its mild calming effects and has shown consistent benefits. That makes it an excellent option for those who prefer natural approaches over medications or stronger sleep aids. Here's how to get the most out of it. Brew 1 warm cup about 30 to 45 minutes before bedtime. Take your time, don't rush. If you like, add a teaspoon of honey for sweetness, or a splash of almond milk to make it creamier. Enjoy your drink in a calm, quiet place. Maybe lower the lights a bit. Let your body link this moment with peace and relaxation, because it's not just about what you consume, it's about how you slow down with it. Now that we've covered all 6 gentle foods that support sleep, let's pause and talk about why this is so important, especially at this stage of life. Sleep isn't a luxury anymore. It's an act of self-care, a gift you give yourself. Let's look at the bigger picture. Losing sleep as we age isn't only about feeling tired. It goes much deeper. You know the feeling, that morning fog, the dullness in your mind, mood swings, forgetfulness, and the frustration of lying awake with a tired body but an active mind. Poor sleep affects your memory, your mood, your heart, and even your immune system. It can leave you feeling less in control, less independent, less like yourself. But here's something I want you to remember. You are not powerless. You don't have to suffer through another restless night wondering, is this just how it is now? Because it doesn't have to be that way. These 6 foods aren't magic, but they are helpful tools, gentle, natural, and nourishing supports your body still responds to. And the best part? You get to decide. You get to take part in your own healing. Maybe tonight swap your usual late-night snack for a cup of chamomile tea. Or tomorrow try replacing your evening toast with a warm bowl of oatmeal sprinkled with cinnamon. Start with just one small change, 1 bite, 1 sip, and watch how your body begins to adjust. It wants to rest. It wants to heal. It just needs the right signal. It might take a few nights, but your body is always seeking balance and trying to find its rhythm again. The wonderful thing is, you catch it and gently guide it back, lovingly and naturally. Restful sleep isn't behind you. It's still possible, and it's still yours. Let's do a quick recap in case you want to note these down. 1. Tart cherries for a natural melatonin boost. 2. Bananas to relax muscles and calm the nervous system. 3. Almonds, packed with sleep-supporting minerals like magnesium and tryptophan. 4. Oatmeal, a nighttime carb that raises serotonin and soothes the body. 5. Turkey, the classic tryptophan source for deeper sleep. Chamomile tea, gentle, calming, and perfect before bed. Now I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these before bedtime? Did they help you sleep better? Share your experience in the comments below. When we share, we support one another. If this video gave you hope or new ideas, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe to join our family here at Elderly Wisdom Guide. A place for insight, kindness, and simple ways to care for your health and happiness during this important chapter of life. You're not alone on this journey. From my heart to yours, thank you for watching. Stay rested, stay hopeful, and I'll see you in the next video. Sweet dreams until then.